Hello everyone, welcome back to our ongoing series on social justice. So we have started with the vulnerable sections of our Indian society, and so far we have covered various topics such as the scheduled tribes, the scheduled caste, the minorities, the other backward classes, and women. Okay, so today we will begin with another vulnerable section of our Indian society, that is the children, right? So this is also a very important topic. As I have said earlier, this topic question comes from this topic every year, either in the form of essays, okay, or in different parts of your paper, right? Now, considering the age of the children from all the age groups may fall under the risks of exploitation, abuse, violence, and neglect, right? Especially the children under difficult circumstances such as orphans or street children or refugee or displaced children, child workers, children trapped in prostitution or sexual abuse, right? Or disabled children or delinquent children are particularly more vulnerable. Okay. Again, poverty is another phenomenon of the Indian society which is associated with the exploitation of the children. This is how. So, see, poor people often tend to believe that two hands are better than one, right? That means poor parents see benefits in having more member for their subsistence, right? So they believe that one more person in the family will be a help in their work and family earning, right? So they believe in the principle of having more family members which will contribute to their more family earning. Okay, so thus you can see that in a poor families the number of family members is high as compared to the rich families or that of the middle class families, right? So thus this family, contrary to their belief of substances, they fall more deep into the vicious cycle of poverty, right? So as a consequence, the children of such families becomes more vulnerable to exploitation, okay, since they are forced to work from their tender age, right? So poverty can be another phenomenon for the exploitation of the child. See, in the bigger cities you will find a lot of children roaming in the street, right? So these children whose age may be from 5 to 17 years old, so such children are in general they are devoid of their family care, okay? So they may have very loose or occasional ties with their families, right? And basically these children are engaged in various economic activities like begging, right? As you can see in the movie Slumdog Millionaire, right? Then also like various jobs like rag picking, informal jobs, okay? Again, some children may be engaged in various criminal activities, right? So thus these vulnerable children in India face various problems, right? Some problems may range from such as some of them are exploited as child laborers, right? Then children facing poverty and discrimination are more vulnerable to malnutrition, okay? This is the side effects of poverty, okay? Bad health, poor educational facilities, poor resources, thus restricting their freedoms and opportunities. Again, one of the important phenomena, okay, we know that the sex ratio of our country is very skewed, right? This is because the girl babies are at an even greater disadvantage. Why? Because of the social norms, okay, that is prevalent in India. That means more prevalence or more importance is given to the male child, okay, as it is mentioned in one of the economic survey as son meta preference. That means more preference is given to son, okay? Therefore this leads to female infanticide or killing of the female fetus, right? Then a girl child faces different forms of violence like female infanticide, neglect of nutrition needs, lack of education and healthcare facilities, etc. Okay, so all these issues draws a special importance or special need, okay, to formulate some plans, some measures to protect this vulnerable section of the society, right? Accordingly, various constitutional provisions are there for the protection of the children, right? For example, the Article 15 subclause 3, which empowers the state to make special provisions for welfare of the children. Article 21A, that is right to elementary education. Article 23, that is right to being protected from being trafficked and forced into bondage labor. See, this is a very severe issue, right? This trafficking of the children and engaging them in various household works. Okay, that is human trafficking, right? Then Article 24, Article 39, subclause E, Article 45. Okay, so all these articles are there in our constitution to protect the interests of the children, right? Various legislations related to children are formulated. For example, the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986, the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques, that is the PCPNDT Act of 1994. So this act prohibits the determination of the baby's sex while it is in the mother's womb, right? So this will cause severe punishment if someone does, right? Then Juvenile Justice Bill, okay, it prohibits for strengthen the provisions for both children in need of care and protection and children in conflict with law. Okay, so we know that there's juvenile crimes are increasing rapidly. Okay, so such laws are most important, okay, to protect the interests of the children. Then Protection of Children from Sexual Offense Act 2012, it is also very important. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act of 2006. Then the Hague Convention on Inter-Country Adoption, okay, this allows for the adoption of children from various countries, right? Again, various institutions and bodies are there for the betterment of the children. Okay, so first is the National Commission for the Protection of the Children's Rights. Okay, so this is a statutory body created under the Commission for Protection of Children's Rights, CPCR Act 2005. Okay, then this POCSO e-box will be in the next line. Okay, this is due to printing mistake, right? So this POCSO e-box is an online complaint box for reporting of child sexual abuse. Okay, the next is the Central Adoption Resource Authority. This is popularly called as CARA. Okay, it is also a statutory body. Statutory body means this body is formed by the Act of the Parliament. Okay, this is a statutory body of Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India. So it functions as a nodal body for adoption of children, okay, Indian children, and is mandated to monitor and regulate in-country and inter-country adoptions, right? And next is the child care institution, then Childline. Okay, so it is India's first 24-hour free emergency phone services for children in need of aid and assistance based on 1098 telehelpline model. Okay, so these all are the issues associated with children and various constitutional measures plus various governmental mechanisms that were formulated for the protection of this vulnerable section of the community. So thank you for watching the video till now. Thanks.